All right, let's bring in my good friend. I'm going to say my good friend, Kid Rock. I've known Kid Rock, international superstar rocker, just all-time great celebrity. I hear he's a pretty damn good pickleball player, too. So I hear. Kid Rock, really good to have you, my friend. If I might start out with this, Trump plus Elon. We haven't talked in a long time on tape. Trump plus Elon, how does a wealthy New York billionaire president, 78 years old, end up becoming bros with Elon Musk, a younger tech guru bro, and then celebrities and rock stars like you? How did he get the whole world behind him, Kid Rock?
Man, I think Elon just got on board because he wanted to help his country. He saw the waste and the crap. I mean, what were you going to do? What were your choices? To go for the Democratic Party, and their disarray that they've been in with Kamala Harris. Trump's, proven himself the first 4 years to be the smartest guy in the room, hands down. And he's a lot of fun beyond that. So, I just think it makes sense. Somebody wanted to help their government, didn't want to get paid for it, wanted to help their country. So, of course, he's going to come in. I got to know Trump early on in his administration, was a big supporter from when he came down the escalator, and he's done nothing but prove me right.
Kid, how do you feel? I think Bannon calls people like you and I original gangster MAGA crew. How do you feel about the newbies? How do you feel about Bezos coming on board, or Mark Zuckerberg coming on board, or that lunatic Lindy Lee, who used to be a Kamala Harris advisor, supporter, senior aide, all of a sudden saying, I didn't really like them. Now I'm pro-Trump. I know we want the bigger party, we want everyone on board, but I feel a little offended by it. How about you?
I think they got to prove themselves. That's the bottom line. They got to, you can come in and, people call it kiss the ring or whatever. But at the end of the day, it's kind of, sleep with one eye open with them and, let them prove, what they believe in and who they support and what policies they get behind. And, if they want to keep, speaking of, meta and all that, if they want to keep, what do they call it, shadow boxing or shadow banning people like me and Joe Rogan and, certain outspoken people, I'm sure yourself. So, I just say sleep with one eye open, but welcome aboard. But, what was it? Trust but verify.
Trust but verify. Ronald Reagan also, beware the Trojan horse. I agree with that one, Kid. So, Trump tends to kind of piss off the rest of the world. Let's be honest. I mean, Gulf of America, what a great idea. It's so logical, made so much sense. Gulf of America, Greenland, Canada, 51st state. This one created a bit of an international incident, I think. So there's a guy named Raphael Glucksmann. He's an MEP, which is a member of European Parliament, who said, we want our Statue of Liberty back. We're from France. We want our Statue of Liberty back. Listen to Caroline Leavitt's response to that.
So is President Trump going to send the Statue of Liberty back to France?
Absolutely not. And my advice to that unnamed low-level French politician would be to remind them that it's only because of the United States of America that the French are not speaking German right now. So they should be very grateful to our great country.
What's Kid Rock's response to the French?
Boom, mic drop. Mic drop. That young lady is something else. She is a boss. Yeah. She is a boss. I mean, if they really want it back, I'd say just let's weld a big gold middle finger on it and send it back.
I was thinking someone could make one of those memes of the helicopter picking up the Statue of Liberty and like bang it, clang it around the Eiffel Tower and drop it back. You really want it? Take it. It's yours.
I think we got to remember. When these, like she said, these low-level, no-name politicians come in and say this stuff, we shouldn't let it divide us from there's. I know of several French people who run companies over there in Paris and stuff, and are good friends with them. They are huge Trump fans, huge, the pro-America agenda, and they wish they had more of that in their country. So, we got to remember, there's still good people in these countries, even though you got these knucklehead left-wing lunatic politicians always, spewing off this crazy stuff. So we got to remember we got some good people over there, but yeah, France has got to definitely turn around some of their country.
Yeah. And how many Canadians do we have right here in America who will come up to me and say, 51st state, not a bad idea. A lot of Canadians would actually enjoy being part of the United States.
I think so. I mean, I know, we're actually on our Rock the Country tour taking Nickelback's headlining the Friday night with us. And I remember them telling me years ago. I was asking them about socialized medicine, and I hope I'm not speaking out of turn, but at the time it was like they were not, and I've talked to plenty of other Canadians. I mean, I'm from Detroit. We're the only place in America where you can drive south to Canada. So we spent a lot of time there as kids, and especially touring, doing other things. And there's some great people in Canada. Canada, I'd say the majority when you get outside, like
Yeah, but kid, what about these Canadian this Canadian knucklehead, one of those Parliament people who said we're going to shut off electricity, power, and gas service to people in Detroit and in America if you don't stop with the tariff things. What's your message to them?
Good luck defending yourself if something bad goes down.
Yeah. We are fortunate. And they're lucky. Just the proximity to the United States.
I mean, they're basically going to try the bigger penis game with Trump, and they're not going to win.
I have no background to comment on whether that's an accurate or not accurate statement. I digress.
Metaphor, Eric. It's a metaphor.
I digress. Rock. So your concerts now. You talk about your tour, your concerts. Are you seeing a different crowd come out? Because for a while people were like, Kid Rock with Trump. They didn't really know if they liked Trump or not. Now they love him. Young people just adore Trump now. Are you seeing a swoosh of support, especially for you?
I mean, I've been pretty fortunate, pretty blessed that things have kind of been slow and steady at the wheel for 25 years. It's always been a pro-American crowd. I mean, it's not like I just started riding out on American themed motorcycles and dropping American flags and everything else that I do. It's a big patriotism celebration at the show. So I mean, you definitely see kids now for sure. I don't know if things have really changed. I like to look at it. It's kind of like, it's when times are hard, you kind of weed out who your friends really are. And so that's all it's done to me. The few people or however many there's been that panties are all in a bunch over my politics or standing up for what I believe in, loving my country, like good riddance,
Mm-hmm.
You're probably not going to have a great time at my show anyway. So,
right. Exactly. I could like your songs or your lyrics. I guess, Rock, before we let you go, the relationship with Trump, how you've always been close to him. Does you pick up the phone and your phone rings and says it's the White House's president wants to talk to Kid Rock? Is that how it goes down?
Yeah. He's got a direct number. I can't believe he's still got it as president. Just, it's 50-50. He's a busy guy, but I know the times to catch him, if I really have to talk to him about something a lot of times we just talk about anything. It's not, I don't drill him on politics 24/7. I'd love to get this ticketing thing, to put a cap on the resale of ticket prices. So, which is pretty far out for, us capitalists, people, deregulation people. But, speaking of France, they actually do it in France and it's worked, so working class people can afford to go to multiple shows because right now it's just ridiculous. And when I say, you don't see a lot of artists saying this or managers or people, because we're actually making more money under the current system. But I've been the first one to say I'm a little overpaid. Like I would rather get my tickets into the hands of fans, So that's one thing I've drilled him about a little bit, which he's going to take some action on. We're going to see where it ends up.
Well, maybe Doge can wiggle into that area. Speaking of Doge,
he put Alina Habba on it. She's a pit bull. I love her.
She is. I thought she was going to be the press secretary, to be honest with you, but Caroline Leavitt's doing a great job, and either one of those two would be great. Elon, what's your relationship like with Musk? And you must cross paths with him the amount of time you're close to Trump. He's always seems to be there.
We text a little bit here and there, and I got to sit with him at the UFC fight when I first met him for 4 hours plus or something. Then he came out on the golf course and hung out with us. We had a great time there, had some lunch and stuff. So I would consider him a friend at this point. He's a lot of fun, man. I mean, it's kind of people always ask me that, what's he like? I'm like, we're always, every time I'm with him, we're laughing and clowning about something, like who had the weirdest outfit on the golf course. I'm trying to get some sun, so I'm golfing in a wife beater. It's 85 degrees. He comes out, he looks like a goth kid in like a black sport coat, black pants, and so I'm teasing him, and we're having good laughs. And You know, you wouldn't think the guy has two nickels to rub together when you're hanging out with him. We're just, you know, just fun,
just
dude.
a couple,
That's what I
just
know.
a couple of regular guys, the richest man in the world, one of the international rock star, Kid Rock, hanging out at the golf course. I would love to be hanging with you folks. And by the way, I'd be drinking vodka. I wouldn't be drinking the beer, just for the record. Kid Rock, remember everyone, go to these. He's got 3 separate tours going on. Kid, you want to give us a brief synopsis of what the 3 tours are?
Yeah, we got 7 arena shows. With Chris Jansen on a few, Uncle Cracker on a couple of other ones. And I mean, it's going to be a celebration of, you know, just, you know, of going into these next 4 years of, you know, kind of, you know, people who, you know, got a lot of credit. We're going to celebrate, but we're going to celebrate with a lot of music and good times. It's not going to be all politics.
I love the rock the country too. I got to check out that Ocala, Florida one. Kid Rock, appreciate your time. Very, very busy man. I know you're in your rehearsals for your upcoming tours, and appreciate you making a few minutes for Bolling and 69 minutes. Thank you so much, Kid Rock.
Thanks, Eric. You're the man.
See you soon. All right, folks. Be right back.